Welcome back. You are listening to the Mari Mukwanda Show on Assalam Media, and it is time for our marriage segment. Jealousy is a normal emotion. In fact, everyone experiences jealousy at some point in their lives, but issues occur when jealousy moves from a healthy emotion to something that is unhealthy and irrational. That is the topic of discussion today, and joining me to discuss this topic further is a relationship coach, Phumelele Sakina Dolamo. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. And how are you?
Alhamdulillah, all good in yourself?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah.
Awesome. All right. So, Coach, first of all, what is the difference between normal jealousy and unhealthy jealousy in a relationship?
Well, normal jealousy, as you have mentioned, it's normal. All of us as human beings, we experience jealousy at some point, and jealousy is something that it shouldn't affect you. It shouldn't change who you are or the way you behave. It should actually make you a better person. You know, when you see someone doing better, you should be okay, be motivated. Okay, I think I can do better for myself. You know, it's a healthy competition between human beings. You know, it motivates you to also achieve better for yourself. Now it becomes unhealthy when you start abusing the other person, or when you want to take away something good from the other person that you feel jealous of.
Mm-hmm. All right. What are some of the factors that are caused by jealousy?
Well, when we're talking marriage-wise, it can be lack of success in one own's life. It can be lack of purpose and direction. You don't know what to do with yourself. It can be insecurities. You know, it can be low self-esteem, low confidence in your own abilities and skills, and you can start projecting that into your spouse.
Okay. How do you tell if your partner, your husband or wife is a jealous person? How do you tell if they have that unhealthy jealousy? Because I mean, obviously, everybody has a little bit of jealousy for their partners, but how do you tell if it's unhealthy?
Okay, most of the time, you know, the person will start stalking your every move. They want to see where you go, who are your friends, what do you talk about. Um, you experience lack of support if you want to embark on an venture. Your partner is always paranoid about your movements. They're constantly checking maybe your social media. They are constantly checking your emails, your messages, your phone book. They constantly ask you, who is this person? How are you related to them? You know, such things. And it can even move to even emotional and physical abuse, or even financial abuse, whereby your spouse takes away certain financial privileges that you benefit from them because of their jealousy.
Mm-hmm. And I know there are probably some of our listeners out there who have experienced this type of jealousy, but were not sure or that it was getting to this point. If you have any comments or questions for Coach Sakina, please leave them in the comments section. We are live on Facebook. You can also send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 0617660355. Now, this jealousy, can it become something bigger than what it is, this unhealthy jealousy, like an obsession? If it becomes an obsession, does it lead to uh, something else, something more dangerous?
Yeah, as I said, you know, it can lead to the partner stalking you or being physically and emotionally abusive when they don't address the jealousy. So it can lead to a strain actually in the marriage, because obviously the partner becomes aggressive if you don't give the correct answer when they ask you. You could just be having coffee with your uncle and then they suddenly think you're having coffee with someone else. So it can become very dangerous if it's not properly addressed.
Okay, how do you address it?
It takes effort and self-introspection when it comes to the jealous partner. And it takes, I always say, marriage needs a lot of conversations. So as a married couple, you need to sit down and openly address these issues. And it can also be caused by underlying issues, as we spoke the other week about addressing certain traumas that you've experienced. So, if, for example, you've experienced a trauma of abandonment, you have trust issues when it comes to people. So you always feel that your partner might leave you at any time. So that can cause excessive jealousy. Or if you have experienced you're not being loved, if you are not loved, so you always feel suspicious of your partner. Why do they really love you? So that can also cause a lot of jealousy, because when your partner tells you that they love you, you don't believe them. So you always are seeking to continuously prove that your partner doesn't love you. So it can also lead to such things. So you need to get to the core of what's causing the jealousy, because it can be a deep mental problem that's causing the jealousy.
All right. So when we get to the core of the cause of jealousy, would this require a psychological treatment?
Yeah, so it can lead to your partner, or if you are the one experiencing this excessive jealousy, you will need to see some kind of a therapist so that they can help you and you can take certain measures, such as concentrating on other things, getting new hobbies, getting your life in order so that you focus less time on your spouse.
Hmm. The thing is, we always tend to notice what somebody else is doing. Like, oh, my partner is a jealous person. They're doing this, they're doing that. But how do you know if you are the jealous person, and if your partner points out to you and you just totally deny it? What will make you know that perhaps I could be the jealous person and I am trying to manipulate my partner into thinking that they are the jealous person?
So if you find yourself that you are constantly obsessed with your partner's movements, you want to know who do they talk to, who are their friends, what are they saying to each other, you are constantly showing up at their workplace in a non-romantic kind of a way. You see it in yourself, that you just constantly have this attachment to your partner that's not healthy. If they are not around you, you are anxious as to what are they doing, what are they up to, are they thinking about you, or are they doing something else? So those are the signs that you can look for in yourself, that as I said, it can also be a mental illness. So you always have that constant paranoia about your partner's movements and their interaction with other people.
Hmm. All right, so Coach, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll continue when we come back.
Okay, cool.
As the crisis in Yemen continues, 80% of the population are in desperate need of basic necessities. The Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground undertaking emergency relief efforts. Come to the aid of the people of Yemen by donating any amount now towards food, shelter, and medication. Contact AMA now on 011 834 8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Dad, well, I've been chatting with an investment broker today and...
Broker? Did the broker tell you that our economy is a mess? There's bushfires in Australia, America wanted World War III, and now the coronavirus is traveling around the world.
Well, I also thought about purchasing some crypto.
Crypto? What's that, like another pyramid scheme? I don't trust what I can't see.
There's an apartment in Belito.
So all your family will be asking to stay there for free. And what if the government takes it away, eh?
Dad, I don't think it works like that.
I'll tell you what works. Gold. At your age, I invested in gold coins and it paid for your university fees and your wedding. No contracts, no agreements. Your investment is in your hands and you own it. With a 70% growth in only 5 years, do you still doubt gold investment? Contact RJ Coin today, 031 202 4701, or visit them at 151 Stephen Lamini Road in Musgrave, Durban. Randery Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange, your passport to gold investment.
This is Salam Media, and you are tuned into the Miriam Makunda Show.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Miriam Makunda Show on Salam Media. So we are talking about jealousy in a marriage, healthy and unhealthy jealousy, and what to do when it becomes too much to handle, when it becomes stressful, when it becomes obsessive, when it becomes something bigger than what it is. Now, in Islam, we have something which is called ghira, which is a protective jealousy. It's, you have this type of jealousy that is meant to protect the person you love. And that is the good jealousy, but, you do get people who go overboard. They want to know every single step that you're making. They want to know where you're going, with who you're going, how you're going, what time what time you're going to be back. And if you're not back at that set time, then it just goes overboard. And then, they basically take control and they want to have you under their wing to make sure that who is controlling you, and that becomes scary. It becomes like you're now being controlled by your spouse instead of having this freedom to do certain things within the marriage as well. I mean, you can't always be with your spouse. You need some time alone. You need some time with your friends, but you also need to be aware that you do have a spouse, and you also have to let them know where you are, when you are leaving, when are you going to return, etc. But yeah, that's the topic we are talking about today: jealousy, healthy and unhealthy jealousy. If you have any comments, questions, queries, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. We are live on Facebook, and Coach Phumelele Sakina is still joining me. Coach, thank you for staying on the line right now. Now, I'd like to know, can your partner be jealous of you instead of being jealous for you? I mean, okay, let me just try and explain this a bit. Like, your partner becomes jealous of you in terms of them now competing with you as a partner and as a person, instead of them using that jealousy to protect you. Does it make sense?
I think it makes sense a little bit. Yeah, no, as we said at the beginning of the show, that jealousy is normal in every human being, and sometimes it's needed in order to get us out of our comfort zone and do something better. For example, if you take your health, if your spouse is healthier, it's good to be jealous of that in order to motivate yourself. And it's also good competition if you compete with each other, that, I did 10 sit-ups and then your partner says, okay, fine, I will do 15 sit-ups. It's good, it's healthy, it keeps the relationship going, and it also helps you not to take advantage of each other, as long as you don't go overboard, whereby now it's like you see your partner as an enemy. Everything is a competition. If they achieve something, you don't feel the need to congratulate them because you have not yet achieved something yourself.
And what does behavior like that do to a relationship?
It can create a lot of resentment, and obviously where there's resentment, there's a distance in the relationship, and obviously distancing in a relationship will lead to either separation or divorce. So you need to always keep things in check and under control.
All right. Should you stay with your overly jealous partner or leave?
It depends at what stage the jealousy is. If you can see that it's at of no point of no return, your partner does not want to go for therapy for their problem, and it starts becoming harmful, as I said before, when it becomes extreme, they start becoming abusive, they start wanting to financially abuse you, verbally abuse you, and even physically abuse you because you are not getting in line as to what they want. So those are the things that can lead to you leaving the marriage. But if the other partner is willing to admit to themselves that, what, they have a problem and they seek assistance, then it shouldn't be something that leads you to leave the marriage, because the other partner is willing to work on the problem.
Hmm. And what about when there are kids involved and one partner is jealous of the relationship that the other partner has with the kids, and it's not the same relationship? I know we are all different people, and obviously our relationships are going to be different. But then, there are some people who go beyond that, who are a bit extreme, and they tend to become jealous because of a relationship that the husband has with the kids, or the wife has with the kids.
It's important, I always say conversation, conversation, conversation. So it's important that you talk and iron out as what causes the jealousy, what's the root problem. Maybe you feel neglected by your partner. So it's important as well that when we have kids, you make time for your kids and you make time for your partner, because most of the time when we start having kids, we forget our partner. So it's quite reasonable for your partner to complain that, hey, I'm feeling a bit neglected on the side. And also it's very important to realize that you cannot control your partner, and obviously kids, they just consume your world. So it's important that you to sit down and say, what, I know that kids are taking a lot of our time, but let's set, like 30 minutes every day just to sit and have tea just by ourselves without the kids, or to set out a weekend to bond with each other without the children involved. So it's important to have that conversation when you see that you are not okay in the relationship.
Yeah, a weekend getaway would really work wonders, especially now. The weather's nice. Road trips are necessary. So, yeah, we want those road trips. Send the kids somewhere and have some time to yourselves. All right. Shukran so much for your time once again.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on Salam Media.
Okay, before you leave, what are your social media handles? How can people get a hold of you?
Facebook, Phumelele Sakina Dolamo. On Facebook, I have the present spouse page, the present parent page. On Twitter, on Instagram at Phumelele Sakina Dolamo, or at Sakina Dolamo.
All right, Coach Sakina, we'll catch you on the flip side. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.
Same to you. Alaikum salam.
Right, that was Coach Phumelele Sakina Dolamo talking about jealousy in a marriage, what to do, and when to get help. Go and get help if the problem is bigger than what it is already. When it's no longer that protective jealousy, but when it becomes obsessive jealousy, the type of jealousy that would make you want to run for the hills. Look out for the signs, be alert, and don't stay in a relationship that is just not doing anything for you, especially not doing it for the kids. I know people always tend to stay in a relationship for the sake of the kids, but think about your mental well-being as well. First, try to work it out. If it's not working out, well, speak to the experts. I'm not an expert. You are listening to the Mari Mukwanda Show on Salam Media. Please leave your comments, questions, queries, or suggestions in the comment section below. And you can also send them to us on WhatsApp. The number is 061 766 0355. We will be right back.